Okay, how many of us have had something like this happen? Basically, some service that you use on a regular basis, the person changes. The main person, like, say you have a butcher. You like to go into that butcher store, but that butcher quit, and then they replace it with another butcher. And you don't like that new butcher. Well, why can't I get my words out? but the butcher is like very creepy, and I'm not going to be able to say the word creepy enough. Okay, in this video, but think of I always use this as an example. Isn't it Gargamel with the Smurfs? And how the cartoon, how it kind of hunches over, and it looks like the cartoon character is always washing their hands, like, ooh, with that kind of thing. I'm going to get this, I'm going to do this. There's something devious and something, just wrong. And I didn't get to see apparently there was a movie with the character as a human, of course. Well, not of course, but a human. And, say somebody who actually looks like that, kind of walks hunched over and kind of does that with their hands, and you can just tell that they're up to no good. And now, some people can tell that they're up to no good, but these are people who, let's say, they're master manipulators. Even they manipulate their appearance somehow, some way, where without that kind of manipulation, they are not nice looking. Okay, and then that's their goal, is to be nice looking. And one of their goals. So they can manipulate more people and make the people think they're so all together. You know what I'm saying? It's like I knew this woman. I went to school with her, and she and I were sort of friends. And, I'm talking like high school. Then after that, as adults, she became a model. But she was not that. Without her makeup, and she really knew how to manipulate with her makeup. She was not model material, but with it she was. I really don't want to say what it was, but she knew how to use the makeup to make it look much better, much better. Okay, and her whole demeanor, her whole behavior was manipulative like that. It just didn't end at the face. Everything about her, the way she manipulated people. But anyway, so somebody like that. It could be anybody. It could be your pharmacist. There's somebody you're used to seeing the same person as that person was real nice, and then all of a sudden you see this creepy person, this manipulative person, a master manipulator, and there was no reason for it. But they love to create this type. Loves to create chaos, and this person does that. And you don't want to have to give up your service or give up your pharmacy. Maybe it's the only one around, or whatever it is, what kind of service. And maybe he had just changed to another one. Whatever is the case, it's going to cause you problems. Okay, yeah. Okay, hopefully you can hear all this. Now, in my life, I have seen this type. I've run across plenty of them. And I just ran across recently one, and actually, it's someone I had to see in person, but then it called me a few times, and it's just creepy. It is a service. Okay, and overall, well, that person in my mind is fired. That's it. I'm no longer using that person's service unless I absolutely have to. Absolutely have to. Last resort. And but that whole feeling is so negative. I need to vent it out. Pressure release valve, by venting it out. It was just so, to be around such a person was so creepy. Who is so creepy is creepy. It's cringeworthy. Okay, actually, it was so manipulative, so many, like every sentence that came out of his mouth every sentence was some form of manipulation. Just so deviant. And I mean, this is someone who's barely younger than I, and should be someone who, is upstanding. No, really. I don't want to sound. I'm going to sound histrionic because the people who I usually talk about have major behaviors. And they're, being histrionic, and the behaviors are rather histrionic. I don't diagnose. And what they do, what is so dramatic, so theatrical, so dramatic, so that it has to be so pronounced. There's no way to talk about them without being dramatic. Seriously, I've tried for years. And, they got that little narcissistic blend of behaviors and along with it. And they're so self-centered, so self-absorbed. And this one, it was just major. This one did something wrong, and of course, is not going to take the blame for it. It's going to be, I've known so many of them that they do this thing that, there was no we to it. You did wrong. But when they did wrong, it's we. When something they did right, it's me, as in they say me. The other person is not involved. They want to take all the credit. But anyway, I'm still trying to shake off the disgust. And overall just disdain I have for this person. And I knew, I'm really good at picking up things now. Now I am. People, when I first meet them, get a big vibe. And I went through a stage, actually I've been like this since I was a child, but I went through a stage when I realized it was more like a wishful thinking stage, like I was wishing that this new person is not bad, but I'd already had the red flag moment immediately, But just my brain said, no, I can't do that, I have to give him a chance. No, should trust my instincts on this. Don't, give him a chance. I really don't believe in instincts, I believe in reflexes, but it's another story. In humans, it is. But anyway, I just wanted to say this. Like I said, just a pressure release valve. Boy, I'm sounding kind of funny. My mouth is getting dry. Just thinking about this. And also, because of what all had happened all around, and it's been going on for months, I had put on some weight after I quit smoking. And that was last year, at the end of, close to the end of last year. And, so I recently lost some of that weight, 5 pounds or 6 pounds, something like that. But I gained them back. I just checked today and I gained them back. And I don't need to be gaining weight. And, I did not need to be gaining weight. I'm just going to leave it there. But I know it was because of the stress. And it's me not being able to, because I did quit smoking. I caught on that this is what I'm doing, that so much stress lately, the past few months and all, that I wasn't craving the cigarette, and I know how this works. For me, I'm not saying it for anybody else, but for me, I will want not a cigarette, but I want a reward. If things were so stressful, things were so much going wrong, I need a reward. And that's what cigarettes, for some part, used to be for me. A reward for having been through or put up with things that were really stressful or really bad for me and didn't really have a choice, that kind of thing. Like, have you ever had a job when there was that one person that would just come through and just do something bad to this person or that person, next time the next person, next time that person, eventually you. They just were random like that. And you needed your job. Something like this. And this one, I was not going to allow it to be this way. And he does not know he's fired, like I said, but in my mind he is. And he deserves it. Yeah, just so manipulative. Seriously, I mean, have you ever really heard a grown person, supposedly, at least on paper, at least age-wise, every sentence was some form of manipulation in every sentiment or every, what would you call it? Because that's not really the word. But everything that was meant to sound like they were being sincere and, oh, I'm hoping that everything is good for you, good for you, good for you, whatever it is, good for you. When really that was all lies. And you know it. You're not fooled. But every sentence, and that's what they were really trying to just hurry up and get to the goal they had, to put a zinger, throw a dart at you, and point a finger at you and say, well, you actually didn't do this right. You didn't do anything wrong. But they want to get to that point. They have to win. You see, then they're going to take this high road, supposedly, when it's all a lie. So they can turn it around, and they're going to have a witness there. Really, they don't know if you have a witness there. You see, it all becomes like this sick game they play, and they want to draw you in, and and that's their life. It's that kind of chaos, that kind of, it has so much filth on it, and they want to taint you along with it. Really. Oh, it's so disgusting. It really is. Okay, enough for now.